Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura and I lost 120 pounds on a carnivore diet. And today I'm going to show you my go-to food options from a gas station. If you are not somebody who has ever needed to worry about buying food from a gas station, then maybe don't watch this video. But I have a very toxic history with gas stations. I gained a lot of weight eating food from a gas station. I used to stop every morning on my way to work after I went to Chick-fil-A for breakfast, and I would buy like $20 worth of snacks from the nearest gas station, and I would eat them, like stash them in my desk at work, and I would eat them all day long. And I would do this every single day. I loved a gas station meal. It was actually really triggering for me to be in a gas station for the first several years after I went carnivore because a lot of the food was really tempting for me. But one of the ways that I have learned to be successful and consistent over the last 7 years is to find something that I can eat in every circumstance. And sometimes that even means a gas station. I travel a lot for my job. I end up on road trips. Like, I want to know what are the go-to options that you could find in any circumstance. So today, that means a gas station. Let's go inside and see what I can find. You guys, it is 2025. I feel like there are so many more options now in gas stations and airports than there were just a few years ago. So you might be surprised. Okay, we have secured the goods. First up, you can't have a proper gas station pit stop without getting something delicious to drink. And while we know that I love a good Diet Coke, it's not the best choice for me. So I look for something fun for a road trip, but that is a little healthier than that. And so I always get an unsweet iced tea, and we're gonna drink a little bit out of it, and then I'm going to pour in my lemonade salt Element electrolyte drink mix. So this video is sponsored by Element, but I always have the lemonade and the unflavored packets with me. And my favorite thing to do on a road trip or a rest stop like this is to take the unsweetened iced tea, the pack of the lemonade salt, and then we are going to mix them together. And I'm gonna give myself like a 0 sugar Arnold Palmer, which is just like the perfect road trip drink. You could start with half a packet. I love putting a whole packet in there, but depending on how strong you like the flavor to be, you could just start with a half a packet. So I'm gonna mix it up. And gas station drinks, I'm sorry, if you live in California or someplace that doesn't have styrofoam anymore, you are missing out, because I love a styrofoam drink. So we are gonna take, I got a cup of ice, and then I'm gonna take my Element Arnold Palmer, and I have a delicious sugar-free beverage. How do they do this? Like all the okay, there we go. So in this one packet of electrolytes, I'm getting all of the sodium, magnesium, and potassium that I need for the day. And as active as I am, sometimes I add a second packet, but this just makes, especially while I'm traveling, my body needs some extra electrolytes, and it is so delicious and easy to drink that I really just enjoy it, let alone it's actually hydrating me and keeping me healthy. If you go to drinkelement.com/LAURASPATH, you can get a free sample with any purchase. So I highly recommend the lemonade salt, which is back now as a permanent flavor, and they'll send you that free sample pack where you can try 4 of their other flavors, and they'll put 8 free sticks inside of that sample pack. So go to drinkelement.com/LAURASPATH, and I'll put the link down below as well. Now that we got the drink taken care of, let's talk about the food options. One of the biggest mistakes that I think people make on a carnivore diet is having perfection be their only option. Yes, there are better things you can eat than eating food from a gas station. I should have brought food myself. I could have fasted, but you know what? Sometimes it is just not an option, or sometimes the craving for junk food is so great that forcing yourself to only have perfect options would cause me personally to just end up like eating junk and falling off the wagon. When, if I can find a really good option, actually some of these are great options, then I'm giving myself a better choice than something that's like totally junk. So I might as well, I always say this, but don't let perfect be the enemy of good. It's about making consistent long-term choices. And for me, that's eating food from an airport and a gas station on a regular basis. Let's start with the simplest and cleanest is hard-boiled eggs. I have not seen a gas station in 2025 lately that doesn't have hard-boiled eggs. And this is 2 eggs and 11 grams of protein. I am not a huge hard-boiled egg person, but it is nice knowing that this is an option for me. And I can't find it right now, but I always travel with my little mini salt shakers. So you have a couple hard-boiled eggs, throw a little salt on it, and then you can add a couple things that I bought as well. And it's just like the perfect on-the-go snack when you forgot to prep anything. And this is like a couple of bucks. Next up, I love a hot dog in all forms, okay? Don't get mad at me, this is in plastic. Like, this is not ideal. I would have loved like a different, or the paper containers, but we're gonna make do. You don't have to get a bun. Every gas station is gonna have some type of hot dog or sausage. This is so good. A great amount of protein, solid nutrition, and it's from a gas station. There's nothing wrong with a gas station hot dog, okay? This is perfectly healthy and perfectly carnivore and way better than a lot of stuff that I used to eat. I'm actually gonna get crazy and I am going to mix it with, these are pretty popular. I see these at a lot of airports and gas stations. And that is some type of like meat and cheese sandwich. So it's 2 pieces of cheese with a piece of meat on the inside. And I see them in like all different kinds. It's from the Cheese Witch brand. This whole thing right here is gonna be 16 grams of protein, which is amazing. So if I wanted to get really crazy, I have 2 pieces of cheese, a piece of meat. I'm gonna take my hot dog here and I have myself a little carnivore cheese dog. Look at all that cheese and protein. That's actually so good. Like, you can do this at home as well. Just take a piece of cheese and wrap it around a hot dog. Eating some hard-boiled eggs and eating this like meat and cheese roll-up, that feels like a real meal. I could have got a couple hot dogs and that's like a solid meal that's really gonna fill me up while I'm traveling or out running errands or whatever it might be. Okay, next up is a gas station go-to, and that is some type of beef jerky or meat stick. There is usually a very large variety these days of beef jerkies and meat sticks, especially if you get into the like pilot gas stations or road truck stops. There's like tons of jerky options. I always check the ingredients. You know, if you're looking at the like more popular brands or the more larger brands, they're sometimes gonna have higher sugar contents. So Jack Link's and stuff contains a lot of soy and a lot higher sugar content. I try to look for something that's a little more local, or I see a lot of times the Archer Farms or the Tillamook zero sugar meat stick options and jerky options. So look for something that's 0 sugar or low sugar. I love this Fatty brand. They have these like really big meat sticks. This is gonna travel with me really well. So I'm actually gonna throw this into my purse for a trip that I'm taking tomorrow. But this only has 2 carbs and 13 grams of protein in this really huge stick. So that means I know it's not gonna have a ton of sugar in it. Also, the Duke's pork sausage brand is really popular as well. And these are really clean. They're low sugar. They have less than 1 gram of carb per serving. And I know that the ingredients are gonna be really clean on these. So Duke's is my go-to if you're looking for pork, or you can usually find like a beef option, but just watch out for sugar content on that. The number of cheese options is also really increasing. You can find cheddar sticks, string cheese. This is the first time I've seen these cute little baby bells. I don't want to open it, but you have 2 little baby bells in here and they are wrapped in the wax. So I'm going to save this for, again, my trip tomorrow. I'm like stocking up for my trip tomorrow. And these are going to travel really well. And how great are just if you need a quick snack or something to hold you over until you can get to some real food, like this is a few bucks at a gas station and it's gonna be a great option. The other thing that I see at a lot of gas stations is what my kids call fake healthy foods, and that the Legendary food brand, they make like protein-filled pastries and packaged food and stuff. You can see a lot of protein bars. There's typically a like protein bar section in every gas station now. And while those aren't carnivore, they're not something that I grabbed today, they still are a better option than a Snickers bars or something that like I would grab my kids a protein bar if we were on a road trip in a pinch and I hadn't brought anything else. There are even a lot of gas stations right now that have more of a restaurant counter where you can order a breakfast burrito or even a breakfast bowl. And I've gotten scrambled eggs and bacon and cheese, 100% carnivore options in like my customized breakfast bowl from a gas station. I live in the Southwest, so we have a lot of pork rind options out here depending on where you live. I know sometimes you may not find as many in the gas station, but just check those ingredients. I look for things, if there's a brand that has pork fat and salt only, I'm always gonna grab that first, but I'm gonna try to avoid something that has MSG or a bunch of other carbs or sugar. But think about it, pork rinds, meat and cheese, you know, a few things like this, and a couple hard-boiled eggs, you are not gonna go hungry. You are not going to get off track. You're gonna be able to meet your health goals, your weight loss goals, and stick to your plan and keep yourself feeling amazing while you're traveling, even if your only excuse on somewhere to eat is at a gas station. So no excuses. If I can do this for the last 7 years with all of this travel, if we can be all out running around, you have no excuse now other than to stick to eating foods that make you feel best. Okay, my phone's overheating, myself is overheating, it's still over 100 degrees, and I'm sitting here with the air conditioner off. This is like my own little sauna in the afternoon. But comment down below your favorite gas station that you like to frequent to find carnivore options, and what are some of your favorite go-to food options. Also, if you're interested in seeing like my go-to items from the airport, comment that down below as well. Thanks for watching.